everyone, it's Bex from Bexley Creations here, and today I thought I'd do a bit of a drill with me. I haven't done one for a while. I'm currently working on the abstract tree from the Bai Feng something store. I can't pronounce it. So far it's going pretty well. There doesn't seem to be any popping drills. Some don't want to sit completely flat, but they're not popping off. Like, the drill quality seems okay. The 310's been great, surprisingly. I've done all the 310. You can probably see through the baking paper. I've done all the 310 in this section because it was a big part of the tree. So now I'm just filling in all the colors around it. My only sort of thing with this painting is I do wish some of these colors in the background were a bit brighter. Some of them sort of, yeah, they just seem to blend into the black a bit, and I mean that may change as I go across, but yeah. So I just thought I would do a bit of a drill with me and a bit of an update on things. Things have been going okay. I was in a little bit of a, I guess you could call it a rut for a while there. I tend to get sort of, I guess the word would be frustrated with things. Like I have a lot of, ideas of creative things that I want to do and want to try, and my anxiety will pipe up and be like, what if you're no good at it? What if it doesn't end up how you want it to end up? Just sort of all these little negative voices, and so I end up not doing it, and then I don't get the enjoyment from it, and it's just sort of this cycle of frustration. It's something I've always dealt with. I might actually have to put this light on here. Hopefully that doesn't make too much of a glare for you guys, but it's a bit overcast today, which is nice. It's been ridiculously hot for so long. It's so nice to just have a few normal days. So yeah, I've sort of just been frustrated with things, and then that sort of leads to low motivation, so I'd be putting off doing videos and things like that, and yeah, and then I've sort of been struggling a little bit financially. Like I can afford to survive, but obviously since moving out on my own, I now have rent and bills and groceries and things like that, stuff that I didn't sort of have to worry about living with my parents. I mean, I paid rent to them when I was living with them, but and so I sort of haven't been able to just do the sort of retail therapy, I guess. I used to, every fortnight I would be buying something nice for myself, and yeah, whereas now it's sort of like I've really got a budget. I've really got to figure out, do I need that item or not? And so sometimes it's a little frustrating to not be able to buy the things I want to buy, but that's all part of being an adult, I guess. And luckily I've just this past week I went through and had a bit of a cleanup, and had a bunch of stuff that I was no longer using that I've listed for sale on Facebook. So I've sold a bit of that, which has allowed me to get some money back into my savings account, because that was also stressing me out, not having any emergency funds to fall back on. But to also be able to finally just sort of buy just one little thing for myself So yeah. I recently had an appointment with my psychologist, who is absolutely thrilled with the progress I've made in the last couple of years. And I've always had this sort of thing in my head that once I was doing okay mentally, then, you know, straight away I would have to find a job and do this and do that. And she just sort of said to me, it's absolutely fine to sit back and just enjoy where I am at the moment and how far I've come. And, you know, in a few months' time, I may find that, yes, I do want to start looking at other things. But for now, it's absolutely okay to just do what I'm doing and take each day at a time. And so she told me that I didn't have to go back and see her again until I want to. And that could be in a few months, it could be in a year. So that was a little scary because I've been in therapy for so long. I know I came out of the appointment, got into the car where my dad was waiting to pick me up, and I just burst into tears. And apparently when my mum found out too, she burst into tears. So it's just, I've never, like, I've been in therapy since I was about 13. I'm almost 30 now. I'm lucky to have found an amazing psychologist. She's been absolutely amazing. And so to get to the point where I'm actually doing okay and that she doesn't feel the need to see me, I don't think it still hasn't sunk in that I've achieved this much. I'm sure it'll hit me at some stage. But yeah. What else has happened? Oh, I went to my first Pride March last weekend, and it was great. I am out of shape. I'm not the fittest person in the world. And so I went with my mum, and she said, you know, we'll just take it slow. And once the march started, they took off so fast. It was like there were a couple of motorbikes at the start of the march, sort of with flags and that. And it's almost like the people decided, oh, we have to keep up with the speed of the motorbikes. And they were just, oh my God, it was so fast. So my mum and I actually had to step out, take a break, and wait for them to sort of loop back around and catch up with them again, because it was just insane. But I am proud of the fact that I actually went, because that was a huge crowd of people, and people that I don't really know. My mum's work was doing they were part of the march, so I was tagging along with them. But yeah, it was fun. You know, we got to dress up in cool rainbow stuff. I wore a cape and a hat, and we got our picture taken. Ended up on a bunch of Facebook groups about the march. Oh, and I had my first bubble tea. There's like a little food van there that was selling bubble tea, and I'd heard about it for ages, but there's nowhere in my city that sells it, so I had to try it. It was okay. Definitely an odd texture. Yeah, I didn't mind it. My mum tried a mouthful and ended up with one of the little pearls, and she nearly spat it out. She hated the texture. But yeah, I didn't mind it too much. So that was some fun. Oh, my youngest nephew is finally crawling. He is starting to pull himself up on furniture, so I don't think it'll be long till he starts trying to walk. There's been so many times too that we've thought we've heard him actually saying words like I love you or things like that, so he's growing up way too quick. What else? I'm a bit behind on my temperature diamond painting. I plan to catch up on it today, but I'm a bit worried I'm going to run out of one of the colours. I had an order into a store here in Australia. I ordered a diamond painting and the colour that I needed. And then after a couple of weeks, I was informed that they don't actually have the diamond painting, and they wouldn't have it until the end of February. So I could either wait or get a refund. So I chose a refund, and they refunded the whole order and not just the painting. So I didn't end up getting those drills. So, and by that time I didn't have the money to order them again, and the refund went on bills. So what I'm gonna do is place another order soon, and hopefully I don't run out when I do what I need to do on there, but if I do, then I'll just leave them blank and come back to them. Yeah, I need to make sure I've got a heap ready in advance, I think. And luckily the drills aren't too expensive, so. I'm also planning to film a video of the Aldi kits that I bought. These little diamond painting kits. Planning to do a video of me completing one of them because I don't think they're going to take very long, and that way you can see what sort of quality they are. Had a lot of people that didn't even know that Aldi had them until I sort of put my video up, so just trying to think what else I've been doing. Oh, this morning I started walking. I've wanted to go for walks for a while, because, you know, I need to lose weight. And my anxiety kicks in with walking because I would be out on my own. Because I have social anxiety, I have general anxiety. So just, you know, being out on my own and all that. And then I have health anxiety. So once my heart rate picks up and my breathing gets faster, you know, my brain panics and thinks I'm having a heart attack or something, and that makes it worse. And so there's that as well. And so this morning, my solution to that was to just do little laps of my lounge room kitchen area. It's only a small area, open plan. So it was basically I'd walk over to the sink, and then I'd walk over to this desk and just go back and forth. My dog was sitting there looking at me like, what the hell are you doing? He wasn't sure whether he should be excited and play along or if he should just be concerned and go hide. But my goal is to try and do that at least every day for a little bit. And hopefully I will start to see a difference, because there is a concern that one of the medications I'm on is going to cause issues with weight loss. So yeah, I want to be able to, you know, actually motivate myself to do some walking and see if it will make a difference. I've been trying to eat healthier, but that doesn't always work either. And I've been trying to cut out like soda and things, because I know that can make a huge difference. But yeah, we will see how that goes. I have to do something, because I just, yeah, I'm so out of shape, and you know, I want to be healthier, but I struggle so much with the motivation of it. So there's a lot of confetti in this painting, which I don't mind. I think I prefer it over the big blocks of colour. I tend to, like with the tree here, I tend to fill in all the big blocks of colour first, and then that way I can do the rest. Might need more wax on this pen, it's not picking them up. There you go. Let's see how that goes. What else is there to talk about? Like I said, I don't leave the house much. I don't do much, so my life is not that interesting. Why is there such a big gap there? I have noticed that some of these drills are just not the right shape. Like some of them are smaller than others, but they all seem to fit together okay, so I guess that's the main thing, because I do not want popping drills. They're so annoying, and it's so hard to fix them, and I need to go through all my completed diamond paintings and work out which ones are going to be framed, which ones are going to be put on a canvas. I need to seal them, and then I want to try and sell some and see if people are interested in buying the completed ones. Because I mean, to me, it's still a gorgeous picture, and the sparkle is beautiful. It's just, yeah, some people, you know, would prefer to make the painting themselves, which is fair enough, but it's very hard to sell artwork. Whether it's a diamond painting or an actual painting, or, you know, people, it's hard to put a price on them, and then people try to talk you down, and they don't realize, you know, you spent X amount of hours on this piece, and then there was all the material costs and stuff like that, and yeah, they just sort of, I think they're used to, you know, you can buy a print at Kmart for $10 and hang that on your wall, which, you know, if that's your view of it, then go buy the print. I have discovered just how annoying it is to sell things on Facebook though. I haven't done it for so long, and then I listed these things I was trying to sell, and I remembered just why I don't do it very often. The amount of people that just, like, they don't read the ad that you've put up, or, you know, they're trying to offer you, like, I've got a portable DVD player that I think I used once, and I paid $100 for it, and it's not that old, so I listed it for $50. And then someone messages me and says, would you take $20 for it? And it's like, that's not even half of what I'm asking. Or there was one that had a bunch of clothes up and they wanted me to hold the clothes for 2 weeks until they could come and have a look at them. I was like, no, yeah. If it weren't for the fact that, like, you know, the clothes were in such good condition and all this stuff was hardly used, I would have just given it away, or like donated it to a secondhand shop or something. But because this stuff is still good and still usable, and I thought, well, I'll try to make some money back on it, and then I can put that money in savings. But yeah, people just, yeah. So I won a diamond painting on eBay the other night. It was an auction for a special drill one, like a mandala one. And I thought, oh, what the heck, I'll just put in a bid of like $5, see what happens, and I actually won it. So I don't know how long it's going to take to get here, because usually those eBay ones, even though they say they're in Australia, they're not, and it's still coming from China. But yeah, thought it was worth a try. Because I think my winning bid was like $4.50 or something, and then there was 50 cents postage, so I do need to slow down on buying them, I guess. At least until I've finished quite a few more of them. It's just so addictive to buy them. Like, you know, the act of going through a website and looking at the designs and choosing which ones you like, and then ordering them, and then you wait for them to ship, and you track them, and then you get them and you get to open them and look at them, and it's addictive. And I mean, I think I did count the other day, I've got something like 25 diamond paintings in my stash that I haven't done. And it's like a mixture of partials and fulls and special drills and all that, so, you know, it's not too bad. I do know there's people out there with much bigger stashes, which, you know, that's fine too. I'm a little jealous of that. I'm not sure if the weather has settled over in the US yet, like, because there was that polar vortex thing, wasn't there? Like, were any of you caught up in that? And has it calmed down at all? Because it sounded so crazy. Like, so cold. I couldn't imagine it being that cold. Although I wouldn't mind a bit of coolness here. It was warm yesterday. It was up around 30 degrees Celsius yesterday. Cooled down again today. It's meant to be fairly cool through the week, but then next weekend it's supposed to heat up a lot again. So at least we're getting a bit of a break in between hot days now, which is nice, and I don't have to have my air conditioner running constantly, because my power bill this month was pretty high. And I mean, what, today is the 18th of February, so there's not that long left of summer. It's so crazy, just like how fast this year is going already. You know, it feels like yesterday it was Christmas, a new year, and now it's, you know, almost March, and it's just insane. And like, does anyone else ever feel like there's just not enough hours in the day? No matter what you do. Or like, there's something you want to do, but you keep saying to yourself, no, there's other more productive things I could be doing in that time. And then you just sit there and watch YouTube instead. Like, I could have been so productive over the weekend, and instead I sat and watched. I am addicted to watching these agility videos, the dogs doing the agility courses at the dog shows. They are so cute. Like, my favorites are the ones where the dog just does not care. It's like, I'm just a really good dog and I'm just going to run around and bark and carry on, and you can tell me whatever you want, Mr. Trainer, but I'm not going to do it. They're just so adorable. It started last year, actually. I was watching, I think it's Crufts, which is like the big dog show over in the UK. I discovered it on YouTube, and it was being live streamed, and so I sat down and I was watching it, and like, I was watching the agility parts, and then they had the judging of the dog breeds, and then there was this sport called flyball, and oh my god, the dogs in that are so fast. And it was so fun to watch and so cute, and like, it was impossible to have a bad day if you were sitting there watching these little dogs zoom around the course. And then I know Crufts is on again this year. I think it's in March. And so I've been waiting for that, but I noticed there was the Westminster Kennel Club recently had their big show, and I was seeing little clips of that popping up on Facebook and Twitter. So I went on YouTube and I've been watching that for the last few days. Like, I'll have that open in one window, and then I'll have like a drill with me open in another window, and I'll mute the sound on the dog one because, you know, they don't really say that much on it. And yeah, sort of multitask. And then I sit there and I think about my dog doing that sort of stuff. And I laugh and laugh and laugh because there's no way. Like, yeah, he could zoom around a course, but he would not be listening to me at all. He would get distracted by every little thing and every little smell and noise, and he's not the most obedient dog. And especially at night, like around 8:30, 9 o'clock, if I take him outside to go to the bathroom, we have there's a botanical gardens near here, and there's colonies of fruit bats that live there, and at night they fly from there to, I'm not sure where they go actually, but they fly directly over our place. And so if you stand outside around like 9 o'clock, because it's still fairly daylight at the moment, you can see these huge fruit bats flying over. And I mean, it's fascinating. I love fruit bats. They're gorgeous. And the way they just, yeah. But my dog, once he spots them, he thinks he can chase them because they fly pretty low. And yeah, he thinks he can catch them, so he'll be zooming around, barking his head off, trying to catch these fruit bats, which, you know, honestly are probably about the size of him because he's only tiny. But yeah, he thinks he can fly. And then I think the noise they make too sort of sets him off because it's very, you know, high pitched, and obviously dogs have better hearing than us. So even if they're not flying overhead. I know one of my neighbours, they've got massive fruit trees in their backyard, so the bats sometimes will stop in there and you'll hear them, and yeah, my dog just goes mental because he can hear them but he can't see them. How long have we been going for here? 30 minutes, that's not too bad. I'm running out of things to talk about, so I may just keep this as a short one. Just, you know, a little update and all that. I don't know if you can hear those birds outside. We get a lot of rainbow lorikeets, cockatoos, galahs, and then there's the usual just regular birds. And oh, we get so many pigeons, and they are the slowest, and they're not very bright. There were a couple in my yard one afternoon, and I opened the door to bring my dog out and they flew off. One took off, you know, straight up. The other one decided to go across and went clang straight into the side of my house. And yeah, oh, I swear it would have had a concussion. It hit it so hard. And it just sort of shook its head and flew off again. And it's just like, oh my God, they're just not very, yeah, they're just not the smartest birds. I mean, and I don't know if like they're different to the pigeons they use for racing, because these birds just don't seem like they could follow instructions. But then I don't know a lot about pigeon racing, so maybe it's like, you know, training a dog or something. You've got to teach them over time. So I think I'll finish off this color, which is 471, and that'll be it for this video. And then I'll start filming some other stuff. Like I said, I've got to do the update the temperature one. I've got to do one of those Aldi kits. I think that's all I've been wanting to do in terms of videos. I've done all my post reviews, done all my unboxings, at least until this one off eBay gets here, but I don't know how long that's going to take. So I think I've got videos scheduled up until mid-March, I think, every few days. So it's so strange, like, to film them ahead of time and then schedule them and have them not go up for like a month or so. But I don't want to put everything out at once and then not have any content, because yeah. So I just sort of schedule them, and then anything sort of more important or like a big update or something, I'll just slot in somewhere. I think my time lapses of the Diamond Art Club one are nearly done, and then there'll be a post review of that one. Like, they've already been filmed, but they're scheduled to go up somewhere sometime soon. So yeah, so I'm gonna leave it there. We got a little bit done. I've just sort of been working on this one on and off the last few days in between other things, but it's coming along okay. Like I said, there's been no no popping drills or anything, which is nice. And the drill quality is pretty good. So I just put that on there to hold the paper down so nothing gets on the adhesive. So thanks for tuning in for this one. Thanks for hanging out. And I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.